Okay, let's be candid and direct here. Prior to the introduction of Microsoft Flight Simulator, the decision on whether or not to purchase add-on scenery for the likes of Prepared or X-Plane was fairly straightforward. And that is because the default scenery, at best, was elementary, fairly basic. In terms of Microsoft Flight Simulator, well, it's considerably better. No, I'd go further and say it's almost a quantum leap forward in out-the-box scenery complexity. But for us flight simmers, this makes our decision on whether or not to buy an add-on in Microsoft Flight Simulator a considerably more difficult one. Today we're going to look at an add-on airport for Microsoft Flight Simulator. But in my opinion, this is something special. So special, in fact, I believe it sets a new standard. I've been both amazed and surprised in equal measure over this scenery. A warm welcome to the SimHanger. My name's Mark. Thanks for watching and let's get started. The airport I'm talking about is Brussels International Echo Bravo Bravo Romeo, being released on the 20th of April, and it's published by Aerosoft, one of their Mega-Airport range. And as indicated before, it's a cracker. With this scenery, not only do you get unbelievable detail and realism, but each gate has a VDGS, a visual docking guidance system. That's showing I've got 42 minutes till time off blocks. And this VDGS is fully configurable. We'll have a look at that in more detail a little later on. I'm in the CRJ-700 today with a planned flight to Cologne, Echo Delta Delta Kilo. And that's displaying on the VDGS as well. So let's get our drone camera active and let's have a look around the airport. The glass and reflections have been done beautifully for this airport. Both the main pier terminals are fully populated and animated as well. And once again we'll have a look at that just now, but let's have a look at the exterior of the airport first. From the amount of detail included, I've got no doubt this is a fully accurate rendition of Brussels Airport. And no matter where you look, you find detailed textures and high resolution. And with passenger movements inside and outside the terminal, the one concern of course is it going to be a stutter fest? How big a hit is it on our frame rates? Well, I'm pleased to say it's not too bad at all. And not only am I in the CRJ and have the airport loaded obviously, but I also have Aerosoft's Simple Traffic, which gives my AI traffic more realistic and representative liveries. This app has become an essential part of my sim. For me, it just adds to the immersion overall. If you'd like to know more, details on my review video in the notes below. The airport also features a number of custom animations, including the TUI hangar, where the door will open and a 737 will be towed out. This happens randomly and also as you get close to the hangar. I'll leave that for you to explore. The customization of this airport extends to the airport boundary and also the surrounding areas. Another unique feature is that the aprons feature an apron warning system, basically a traffic light, to warn you of traffic or unsafe conditions. Whilst looking round this airport, the one thing I have noticed is how intelligent, if that's the right word, the airport traffic is. So obviously some customization has been done here. The airport traffic seems to move at sensible speeds and stay in their lane. As you can see, this is an immense airport. You can spend a couple of hours exploring this airport and still not see everything. And if we advance the time and get into night time, well, the lighting is, well, it's nothing short of spectacular. The lights in and around the airport seem very realistic, and the light, shadow and car seems very natural indeed. The developers obviously making maximum use of the dynamic lighting features within Microsoft Flight Simulator. Here you can get an external view of the inside lighting for the terminal. The approach and runway lights have been adapted to match the real-world counterparts. And it works. You don't have the massive spotlights staring at you as you do a final approach. And I was also impressed with the taxiway lighting. Back to daytime, and it's time we jumped into the terminal and see what this airport's got for us. Whilst the inside of the terminal indeed has immense detail, what struck me most was the excellent use of reflections and shine, particularly on the marble flooring. and also the very slight tint that applies to the windows. Here's some escalators, and this is crazy because they're moving. And from time to time you'll see passengers on the escalator. These terminals are huge, and as you go up and down they are fully populated. And again, most are animated. One of the ways the developers kept the frame rates reasonable is to limit the number of models for people and animations and so on. This makes perfect sense. Nice to have an animated interior, particularly at this level, but for me it's the exterior that is the most important. Brussels, of course, is a major European destination, and particularly so because of the European Union. Thus it plays centre stage for the European politics. The airport is situated about 12 kilometres northeast of Brussels itself. The airport has 3 runways, the longest of which is 3,600 metres, so it can accommodate just about any aircraft. We'll now have a closer look at the visual docking guidance system. Data input into the VDGS is done by an app outside the sim, and I believe that the system is going to be compatible and extended to other Aerosoft library airports for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Passenger and cargo is boarded, so time to jump back into the cockpit. And the VDGS is indicating 22 minutes until time off blocks. But of course we can change that by bringing up the app using Shift+V. And to configure it is very straightforward and simple. Whether you're taking off or landing, you can choose a suitable stand. Then the VDGS at that stand will reflect the relevant information. I'm currently at stand 165 right. I can put in my destination very simply by hitting the flight plan button. Once you do that, you'll get the opportunity to enter the destination. It says IATA. I'm not sure of that code. I'm going to enter Echo Delta Delta Kilo anyway. It seems to accept that. I can now adjust my off the blocks time. It was 22 minutes. I want to reduce that. I'm going to make it a couple of minutes. 06:52 Zulu. Time is always entered as Zulu. That's it. It should now display my off the block time, which it's doing, 6:52 and -3 minutes. If you're landing at Brussels, well, just choose a stand. Using the app, punch it in, and it'll be ready and waiting for you. So it's time for us to get going and time for pushback. The realism and accuracy of the VDGS is maintained during the pushback process. Once the pushback starts, it'll show you your time off block, something airline captains would want to know. And during the pushback, once you're far enough away, the visual docking guidance system will go blank, as you're no longer allocated to that particular stand. We can still see the display against the terminal and see that something is still displayed. There, it's gone. That is so good, it really is. Well, I'm off to Cologne, but I'll certainly be back to Brussels. This is going to be a favourite of mine, and as you've guessed, comes highly recommended. I look forward to visiting this airport in my PMDG 737, which I hope will be released soon. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you found this useful and informative. Stay well, look after yourself, see you again soon, and bye for now.